This call is now.
Right, good morning students. So we'll continue with the previous lecture, and in our previous lecture we are trying to find it out how to get the particular integral for the given differential equation with constant coefficients. So that is our heading, solving linear differential equations with constant coefficients. So how it will be looks like in general form, f of d into y is equal to x. So the same thing symbolically we'll write something like a naught d to the power of n y by dx to the power of n plus a1 d to the power of n minus 1 into y by dx to the power of n minus 1, like and so on. A n minus 1 into dy by dx plus a n into y is equal to x form. So this capital X, which is a function of x, any function will be exist on other side. And this whole differential equation, we are writing this form into polynomial f of d, and y comes as a common. F of d into y is equal to x. So this particular linear differential equation with constant coefficients a naught, a1 up to an, which we will write it as a symbolic form, f of d into y is equal to x, and we are trying to get the solution, complete solution for this differential equation. So as you see, how to get your complementary function with the three different cases we already seen, and we are discussing about how to get the particular integral when this particular function is exist in the differential equation. So when x is here, any function, it may be algebraic function or trigonometric function, or it may be sometime the combination of these two, exponential function. Okay, anything will be there. So based on the function exist there, we have to apply some shortcuts using inverse operator method. We are going to solve those things. So I think I already discussed about this particular case. Case 1 is already discussed. What is your case 1? When x is equal to e power ax, exponential function is there, then in that case we are going to find it out your particular integral by writing in this form 1 by f of d into x. In place of x we will get some function e power ax. So what we'll do, we'll simply substitute, and we will get the result. In place of d, substitute a. If f of a is not equal to 0, then that is your answer. Suppose if f of a is 0, supply 1x to the numerator and differentiate the denominator, again substitute a value, again go ahead like this. So this is the procedure what we discussed yesterday. Again, if we get 0, what is our next step? Same thing. Again, this will be equal to write it out as x square by f triple dash of a into e power ax. So here double dash triple dash, which is representing f of d, which is your given polynomial, f dash d first derivative, f double dash d second derivative, f triple dash d third derivative. In that polynomial derivative, after doing derivative, you have to substitute the value a to get your results. Okay, anyway, we are going to see all those again and again. Don't worry much more of those. So this is your case 1. Yesterday I discussed. Is it clear to everyone? Till then?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, in the answer,
yeah,
do we have to take x or not, sir? That x variable will be there.
This one?
Yes, sir.
This we have, when we have to take it, when this first case while checking, if it is failed, then we are going to the next step. Otherwise, we are not reaching to this particular step, right?
No, sir. In the answer, do we have to write that x or not, sir?
Obviously, we have to write. In fact, that is the answer actually.
Oh, okay.
Final answer. Whatever we are getting here, that is your final answer. We have to do it. We have to write the same thing there. First case may be failure, then go for second. Means it repetition is happening here. As you see in our previous example, maybe I took some example.
Sir, yesterday you didn't write the answer, sir. That's why.
Okay. Okay. I didn't write. Is it?
X you didn't write, sir.
Please try to rectify that. See, if I'm maybe by hurry, I may not written that, but it should be there, definitely. That should be there. Okay. Yeah. So maybe I written like this: y is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. And I may be not written that time this value, maybe, right? As you are telling.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
please go through
Yesterday
that.
that only we asked, sir.
Is it? Oh, it's
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yesterday that only I asked, sir. You said
Uh,
it won't be written, so I become silent. There.
no. Actually, whatever you are getting here, that will be your particular integral. That's all.
Okay, sir.
Maybe due to hurry, maybe I may miss somewhere, but it is there, no doubt.
Okay, sir.
Okay, good. Anyway, we will get this type of problems again and again. Don't worry. Again, I will repeat it. I will tell you. So now, if you see one more case, now in place of x, what is our standard form? F of d into y is equal to x. So in place of x, this time I am going to take it either sine ax plus b or sine ax and or cos ax or ax plus b, whatever it may be. So if I take it this form in place of x, then your particular integral form is 1 by f of d. Pi will be equals to 1 by f of d into, maybe you may have sine ax or cos ax or ax plus b, doesn't matter. It's just a term. Okay. So here, in this case, how we are going to handle this problem? Means we may get either sine or cos, not all other trigonometric terms. Please remember only these two, sine or cos. Okay. So in that case, how we are going to handle the problem? Can I do the, this is just f of d. So can I just replace the same thing in place of d? Can I replace the coefficient of x a? Can I do the same thing what I done for our previous case? Or is
No,
there
sir.
anything else?
Anything else, sir?
Yeah. Actually, these are shortcut, different ways of shortcuts what we derived from the results. So here, what we have to do, f of d means it may be polynomial of order 3, d cube terms may be there, d square terms may be there, d to the power of 4 terms may be there, if it is polynomial of order 4, right? Do you agree or not? These terms will be existed in that, isn't it? In this polynomial. D term may be there. Correct? So here, in all these terms, directly we are not going to replace. In place of D, we are not simply replacing D with A, as I said in our this case 1. Here what we are doing when it is exponential form, simply replace A with D. Sorry, D with A. That's what we done. But that is not the case here. What we have to do, wherever d square term is there, that we should replace with minus of a square. First square it, then give the sign. That is very important. First square it, the coefficient, then give the sign. Okay. Suppose I have d cube, what I will do it? D square into d I will write it up. In place of d square only, I will replace with minus a square. That will be the procedure. Okay, what I am doing? Simply I am writing f of minus a square. But here, minus a square means first square it, then give the sign. That is the meaning. Into your function is maybe sine ax plus b or cos ax plus b. Your function may be either sine or cos. Okay. So b is just constant, just I am adding, but the coefficient of x is here a, that we are planning to substitute in the polynomial, not directly. What we are doing this time, the coefficient of x, that is a, first you square it, then give the sign. Where you have to substitute? Can I substitute in all these? No, I have to substitute only in d square terms. Okay, understood my point?
Yes, sir.
This is very important. So if you done in that way, what is going to happen? There may be chance for your particular integral 1 by f of minus a square into here I am telling you may get sin ax or cos ax, right? So if it is okay, fine. Here if we get some result, that is your particular integral after substituting. Sometimes what will happen, you may not get your result. There may be some d's are there still, okay? So otherwise, sometimes 1 by d will be there as a maybe remaining part. So 1 by d stands for what? 1 by d of some any function which stands for integral of x dx. 1 by d is the inverse operator. D is the derivative operator. So 1 by d, it's a reverse. So 1 by d, you can write it up as integral of x dx. What I'm telling, while doing this process, if you are getting here constant, then no problem. If still d's are exist, then you should do something. What type of things, what type of cases will be arise here, that I'm explaining. Okay, if you have simply 1 by d, d is remaining, then you have to go for integration in this way. Otherwise, sometimes I may have something like 1 by 3d plus 1 or 3d minus 1, something like that. In that case, we have to go for rationalization. Why should go for rationalization? Tell me anybody. Suppose I have something like 1 by 3d plus 1 into sin ax. This is my particular integral. Still d's are there, so that we are not evaluated your particular integral. Okay. So how I can do this? How I can calculate this particular integral? If I have d square term here in the denominator, I can replace d square with minus of a square. This I can do it, but there is no d square term. To get this d square term, I may go sometimes rationalization. So something like a 3d minus 1 by 3d minus 1 into 3d plus 1, maybe 9d square minus 1, something like that. If I go for rationalization, I will get d square term there. Then I can substitute so that I can remove all d's in the denominator. This will be the procedure. Anyway, what we have to remember in second case, this we have to remember. What we should do? In place of only d square term, we can replace minus of a square. Suppose if it is a d cube, then write down that as a d square into d. If it is d to the power of 4, then write down that d square into d square whole square. If it is d to the power of 5, write down that is as d square whole square into d. Okay. So, but d square term in that place only we can substitute minus a square. Okay, you just do the problem so that we will easily understood. This is our problem, simple problem. You can check it here. Yes, d square plus 4 into y. Tell me, what is auxiliary equation here?
D square plus 4 into y.
D square plus 4 into y is equal to 0. Okay, sorry. This is your given equation. We have to consider to find your complementary function. We have to consider this homogeneous differential equation without considering this right side value, x value. Isn't it or not? What is your auxiliary equation now? Auxiliary equation is d square plus 4 is equal to 0. Tell me, what are the roots here? Plus or minus 2y.
2y.
Yeah. Now you tell me what is your complementary function for this problem? E power alpha x. This is alpha plus or minus. Yeah, alpha value is very good, 0. What is beta value?
2.
2. Good. So e power 0x means 1 only, right?
Yes.
So c1 cos 2x plus c2 sin 2x into e power x, e power 0x, that is 1, that I need not to write it up. So this is your complementary function. Anybody have difficult to write your complementary function still? Based on the roots and its characteristics, we are writing our complementary function for the differential equation. Okay, good. So now when it goes to the particular integral, I have to write Pi is equal to 1 by f of d into x power. Okay. So that means here for this problem, P for this problem, Pi is equal to 1 by f of d. What is f of d here? D square plus 4 into x. Here what is x? Sine 3x, right? What is x here? Sine 3x. Now you tell me as per your shortcut, how we are going to proceed. Here what type of function is exist here? Trigonometric function, right? Especially that too particularly sine and cos. So in that case, what we should do? Replace d square
D
with
square with minus
minus of a square, means 3 first you square it, then give the sign. When you square for 3, that is 9. After giving sign, that value is, what is the d square value here in this problem? Minus 9. Do you understood how I got minus 9?
Yes, sir.
So 1 by minus 9 plus 4. Minus 5
Minus 5.
sine 3x. So this is your particular integral. Over. Okay. Now we have your complementary function. Y is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. So therefore, y is equal to your complementary function is, we already know that c1 cos 2x plus c2 sine 2x or 3x. What is that? 2 only, right? C1 cos 2x plus C2 sine 2x, that is your complementary function, plus what is your particular integral? Of course, this is minus 1 by 5 sine 3x. That's all. This is your answer. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll go with small one initially, simple problem, then we'll go to the tough one, okay? So we'll take one more for cos. So first you tell me to find your complementary function. To find CF, we have to consider, what we have to consider here? D square plus 3D plus 2 into Y, which is equal to 0. This homogeneous equation you have to consider. Good. Then what is the auxiliary equation here? D square plus 3D plus 2 is equal to 0. Correct? Is it correct or not?
Yes, sir.
What are the roots for this? Quick. 2 plus 1. Very good. Minus 1, minus 2. So therefore, what is your complementary function? C1 e power minus 1 into x plus C2 e power
minus 2x.
Very nice. So everybody are able to write. We will get 2 marks if you write up to this. Good. Then we are going for particular integral. So what is the form for particular integral? To find particular integral, we have to write the given equation in this form, 1 by f of d into x form. So 1 by f of d into here, what is your 1 by f of d is what? D square plus
3D plus 2.
3d plus 2 into x. What is your x? Cos 2x. Now you see the function. What function is exist here? Cos. So what will be the shortcut? When you have a cos, you should replace only d square with the minus of a square. Now here, in place of a, what is there? Cos 2x, cos ax, 2 is there. So when you are squaring, what is going to be happen? 1 by, in place of d square, what I can substitute now? Tell me.
Minus 4, sir.
Minus 4. So minus 4 plus 3d plus 2, right? Into cos 2x. This is what we have. But if you are observed, still d's are there in the denominator. Okay. What is there? 1 by 3d minus 2 into cos 2x. If d's are there either in the numerator or denominator, You have to evaluate. We can't say that we got the result. But as you know, for this particular case, we should have d squares. Then and only we can replace in the denominator, right? So how to get d square?
By rationalization.
Very nice. Good. So we have to go for rationalization. 3d plus 2 by 3d minus 2 into 3d plus 2. So that is something like a plus b into a minus b. So that will be a square minus b square. So I can write 9d square minus 4 in the denominator. Have you understood, everybody, this? Cos 2x. Rationalization. Both numerator and denominator we are multiplying with 3d plus 2. So here this will be 3d plus 2 and this will be into 3d plus 2. So this a plus b into a minus b form is this 9d square minus 9. Now you substitute and tell me what you are getting. That is equals to, tell me, 3d plus 2, denominator is what?
Minus 40. Minus 40, sir. Minus 40.
Minus
40.
Very good. So, yeah, you just check it. Is it correct or not? One more time. 9d square, right? What is the d square value? So you got minus 40. Everybody got it?
Yes, sir.
Good. I'm writing here minus 40 into cos 2x. Okay. But as we are observed in the process, d comes in the numerator, right? Minus 1 by 40. Of course, it is multiplying. 3 times of, I'm multiplying this cos 2x to inside the bracket, derivative of cos 2x plus 2 cos 2x. Have you understood how I returned? I just multiplied cos 2x term to these brackets, inside the brackets. Okay. What is the derivative of cos 2x? Derivative, d stands for d by dx, right? Have you remembered what this d stands for? D by dx. So derivative of cos 2x is what?
Minus sin 2x.
Minus times 2 sin 2x, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes,
Minus this in this place, derivative for this is minus 2 sin 2x. Okay. Of course, now when you take that 40 to inside, what I will get it, this 2 will be gets cancelled. I will get it minus into minus plus 3 by 20 sin 2x and here plus 1 by 20 cos 2x. 3 by 20 sin 2x plus 1 by 20 cos 2x will be your particular integral.
Sir, minus 1 by 20 cos 2x, no, sir?
Yeah, correct. Right, that outside minus is there.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Okay, so that will be your answer. Particular integral. Already we have complementary function, right? Both you add it, that is your solution. Y is equal to CF plus PI. That is your complete solution. I'm sorry, one thing I want to tell you that my this, what we can say, this slate is not working properly. Try to comfortable with that. If you are not getting anything, stop me and ask me what I returned somewhere. Yeah, tell me, please go ahead.
Sir, last step, can you please explain once?
Okay, I will go ahead. So maybe you may have doubt here after getting this 3d plus 2 by minus 40 cos 2x. Okay, as I said you, while finding your particular integral, there should not be any d's either in the numerator or in the denominator. Okay, in the process we got d value in the numerator, but no problem. It is very easy to remove that. What we are doing, simply this cos 2x I am multiplying to inside. That's all. 3 into derivative of cos 2x is what? Derivative for cos 2x minus 2 sin 2x, isn't it? Plus 2 into cos 2x, that is 2 cos 2x divided by 40. That's all. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Good. See here, this problem. I hope anybody can tell that what is the complementary function for this directly. I want to see some people.
So plus or minus 1i.
Plus or minus 1i are the roots. All those roots are imaginary roots, complex roots, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, d values are
Complementation. C1 is equal, sir, I will say.
plus or minus I. Yeah, tell me.
C1
These
cos
are
x
the roots. C1 cos x plus
C2
C2
sin
sin x.
x.
Got it? There is no real part. That's why e power 0x is 1.
1.
Everybody got this? Good. So now, once we have complementary function, we have to find your particular integral. Okay? That is of the form 1 by f of d into x form. So 1 by f of d means here dq. Is it dq or d square only? This is d square. Okay? Let me check it whether it is d cube or d square. If it is different thing, then we'll go ahead that way only. If it is d cube, then that particular problem is wrong, right? Okay, we'll go with the d square, no problem. Anyway, I changed it. So d square plus 1, already we find the roots also. Plus 1 into cos 2x minus 1. Tell me now, what is the answer? What is the coefficient of x?
2, sir.
2.
1 by
Good.
minus 3 cos 2x minus 1.
Yes. So d square value is how much here? Minus 4. Everybody got it? What is the d square value? Okay. So minus 4 plus 1. Minus 1 by 3 cos 2x minus 1. That's all. This is your particular integral. And the previous one is your complementary function. This part is complementary function. And both if we add it, we will get your results. Okay. I hope you understood how to handle this particular case when you have a sin or cos in your problem. What is our problem? Our problem is to solve linear differential equations with constant coefficients, which is of the form f of d into y is equal to x. So to solve this problem, first we will consider homogeneous form f of d into y is equal to 0. From this we will find auxiliary equation, okay, and we will get the roots for this auxiliary equation. So from that we will write complementary function. This is one part. The other part is particular to this x, we will write particular integral solution when x is exist. That form is 1 by f of d into x form. But here it is the difficulty for us. For each and every function, what type of function is exist in place of x, based on that we have to supply your shortcuts. Okay, we started with one case, that is e power ax. When it is exist, then directly replace a with d in the denominator polynomial. Okay, that is the case we consider as a first case. And then if we, in place of x, suppose we may have sin ax or cos ax, then again I told you that replace only d square term with minus a square. This is your second case. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now I think it is again comes here. I don't know where it comes. No, it is case 3. Then in that case, it will be case 3. X is equal to x power m. X power m, or it may be something like I just taken only x power m. What it tells you that which having polynomial of order m. Okay, something like Suppose I have in place of this, I have ax square plus bx plus c. It's a second order polynomial, right? So in that, what is the highest degree in this polynomial? It is second degree. Second order means so highest order is here 2. So that what we are considering here in place of a m. We will not consider the whole polynomial. In this polynomial, whatever the highest order will be there, that will consider as a one term to do those particular problems. So to avoid your confusion, what I can say here, it is very, very simple. Either it may be x power m or it may be polynomial. That way you try to remember. Don't simply remember it is x power m. You try to remember in place of x power m, not only the single term, you may get some polynomial also. Is it clear? Then, how to handle this problem, how to get the particular integral for this. Okay, how to get it. So can I do the same thing what I done, there is no here coefficient of x means here coefficient of x square coefficient is there, so many things are there. We can't substitute something into this. So that may not work it out. Something we want to substitute directly, that will not work it out here. So what we can do, there are different ways. If you go to your KSC textbook, he will follow different some division approach that I don't like at all. If you want, you can go to that. But my approach is very, very simple approach. How I can say that approach is very simple approach. We all people learned two formulas, something like in binomial expansion, we learned two formulas like 1 plus x whole to the power of minus 1, 1 minus x whole to the power of minus 1. These two series expansions are, these two terms, binomial expansion terms are very important. If you land at your 10 plus 2, well and good. If you are not learned also, no problem. If both signs are there as a minus, then expansion will be something like this: 1 plus x square plus and so on plus x power n and so on. It goes up to infinity. Okay. If one is plus, another one is minus, then that will be, sign will come as an alternate 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube plus and so on like this. Right? So these two formulas, with the help of these two formulas, I am trying to write down the denominator polynomial f of d in terms of 1 plus or minus pi of d. This is pi. By mistake we written theta. So of course you can take any symbolic representation, but for our understanding always go with some notations. 1 plus pi of d. How I can write it up? How we can write it up? 1 plus pi of d. This is a polynomial, right? F of d is also polynomial in d. Here don't confuse with the two different polynomials. One is, we will get our function which is polynomial in x. Another one, they are given our differential equation. So f of d itself is a polynomial in d. I'm talking about that particular polynomial. So to handle this problem, what I'm going to do, I'm going to utilize two formulas, two standard formulas in our binomial expansion. So I hope you already know that. How many of you know this? Please just say yes there. Do you know this? Two formulas. Say yes in the chat box. Are you there or not? Okay. No. Okay, good. No. Yes. 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 No. Yes. No. Okay. Good. So whoever are telling no, 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 no. Okay, many no's are coming. It's better to remember those standard series expansions, actually, all those. We learned the series expansion in our Taylor series expansion. You just go back and check it. There also we done the same thing. Okay, let it be. But take it as a binomial expansion for these two. In place of here x, now I'm going to get it 1 plus or minus pi of d whole power minus 1 form. When I'm writing this f of d into this form, taking to the numerator, that will goes to this form. So I can expand it. Later I can simplify the things carefully. This is the way how to handle when we have exponential function. Okay. Yes. Tell me. Are you able to remember those two formulas?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. Now I will start by taking one example for this. So see here, simple example I took it. It is not exponential. It is not like something like e power ax form. It is not e power ax. It is not some sin ax or cos ax, right? It is some x power m form or polynomial form. This is third case. Do you agree or not?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now you tell me what is the complementary function for this? What is the complementary function? Anybody? What is here a differential equation, homogeneous differential equation, d square minus 2d into y is equal to 0. What is your auxiliary equation? 0 and 2. Very good. Auxiliary equation is d square minus 2d, which is equal to 0. So we can take d common, d into d minus 2, which is equal to 0. So d value will be, the roots are, one is 0, another one is 2. Now you tell me these two roots are distinct or not? So what is your complementary function then? C1 e power 0x plus C2 e power 2x. When roots are real and distinct roots, we have to write this form, correct? So therefore, what is your CF? E power 0x means nothing but 1 only. So C1 plus C2 e power 2x. Okay, of course. I hope everybody are able to write this up to this complementary function, if you are following me from the first lecture itself. Okay. So if somebody are just joined now, maybe they are not concentrated, please go through the videos to understood these things. Don't come in the middle and don't think that you are going to understand what I am teaching to you. If you are not understood something here means you have to follow your previous lectures. So anyway, video lectures are recorded videos, so I am sharing with you. Please go through that for your better understanding. Now, I will go with particular integral for this problem. Particular integral pi is equal to 1 by f of d into x. This is your standard form, right? 1 by, what is your f of d here? D square
Minus 2.
Minus 2d.
minus 2d into x square. This is x square. Okay, right. So it is a polynomial. Maybe some exponent, some algebraic term, x square term is there. So this is not like an exponential function, or this is not like some other trigonometric sin x or cos x. So you should not use those two cases. We have to use the third case. What I explained there here, this denominator which is there, your f of d, this denominator, you should write that it as 1 plus or minus, maybe you may get sometimes plus, sometimes minus, plus or minus pi of d form. Now you tell me how I can write it up. This particular term 1 by d square minus 2d as 1 plus or minus. There are two ways. What is that? I can take d square directly as a common, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
If I take d square term, what is going to happen? I have to integrate twice. Do you agree or not?
Yes, sir.
1 by d stands for integration, right? 1 by d square means 2 times of that.
2 times integration.
Yeah. So of course today function is x square, very simple, you may done quickly, but when it goes to different function, that is really tough. So that is the reason here you please remember one thing. What is the lowest degree term here in these two terms?
1. I mean D.
My 2d, right? 2d is the lowest degree term. Along with the sign, you take it outside because we need 1 as a term in your equation. So if I take minus 2d as a common, then I will get it 1 minus d square by 2d into x square. What I done here, instead of taking d square term, which is highest degree term, you should not take it. That will make you confusion, make you difficult while evaluating your problem. So I can suggest you always take the lowest degree term as a common. So suppose if it is plus 2d, directly I can take it plus 2d. If it is minus, please take with minus also. The reason I will tell you, you should have one term. First term as a 1 always. First term should be 1. You check here also in our form. Right? So 1 by minus 2d. This 1d will be gets cancelled. Okay. Remaining I can write it up 1 minus d by 2 whole to the power of minus 1. Whatever here, this particular term, I returned in the numerator into x square. Be careful. 1 by minus 2d, this is the term separate. Here, whatever there in the bracket, which is looks like 1 plus or minus pi of d, I am taking that to the numerator, then that will becomes 1 plus or minus pi of d whole to the power of minus 1. If I take that into numerator. So same thing I am doing here. Why I am doing like this? Because we know the formula 1, either it may be plus x or minus x. Suppose I have formula now, it is of the form 1 minus x whole to the power of minus 1 form. So I can write that as 1 plus x square, like that continuous. So here also same thing I can do it. Minus 1 by 2d. So this is, here minus is there, here minus is there. So this d by 2, I am taking as some x. Okay. 1 plus x plus something like that, right? So now 1 plus, what is x here? D by 2. Plus x square means d square by 2. Like that I can continue.
So d square by 4.
Yeah, d square by 4. Like that I can continue. X cube means, what is that? D power?
D cube by 8.
D cube.
Yeah, d power. X square means d power 4 by 4, right? And this will be d by 2 whole cube. D by 2 whole cube, sorry. This is d square. And this will be d cube by, what is this value? 8 plus and so on into x square. Okay. And here we are getting infinite series. Do you need really all these infinite series? This is the question now.
No, sir.
Actually, here x square is there. Correct? X square term, if I do first term derivative, what we are going to get it?
2x.
Second time?
2, sir.
2. Third time?
0.
0. So do you need all higher order terms? Third time itself we got 0, right? D cube of
Yes,
x
sir.
square will becomes 0. Do you need
Yes,
all
sir.
other higher terms? Not required.
No, sir.
That is going to be 0 only directly. Okay. So that is the reason what we will recommend you always. Whatever power is here, x square, up to that power you expand in this way also, here also. Up to d square by 4 is enough. Remaining all you can truncate it. What will be the reason? Those derivatives are going to become 0. Is it clear? Okay. So now minus 1 by 2d. What I am doing, this higher order derivatives, of course, anyway it is going to become 0. The remaining I am multiplying with x square, 1 into x square, that is x square. Just multiplying x square to inside. Okay. Then 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, derivative of x square is 2x plus 1 by 4, one more time derivative, 2.
2.
What about the remaining? Zeros. No need to consider. Okay. So now here, what we observed, we have this 2 will be gets cancelled, 1 2 will be gets cancelled here. Okay. So now this particular step I will write in the next slide, minus 1 by 2d bracket of x square plus x plus 1 by 2, right? Plus x plus 1 by 2. And as you know, minus 1 by 2, which is a constant, 1 by d stands for integral. Integral of only this function you have to take it. Integral of x square plus x plus 1 by 2 into dx. As I told you, 1 by d into x always will be equals to integral of x dx. Have you remembered this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now what we'll do, minus 1 by 2. So just integrate this. This will be x cubed by 3 plus x
Plus
square
x
by
square
2
by 2.
plus x
1 by
by
2.
yeah. So x by 2. So this is your answer. Of course, this 1 by 2, if you want, you can take it inside. This is your particular integral, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there any d's
No, sir.
in pi? So there are no d's, so that we evaluated completely. So now we have pi plus cf. We have to add it up. Where you find cf? So this is your cf, right? Complementary function. And of course, this is your particular integral. Both you add it. Y is equal to complementary function plus particular. Got it? Yes? Yes or no? You tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what we'll do in the next class, means afternoon we have one more class, right?
Yes, sir. We have.
So yeah. So in that class, combination of all these three cases, okay, if it comes, then how we are going to handle all those, we'll check it, right? In the next class. So we'll do some more problems which are very important for examination point of view also. Those problems also we'll do in the next class. Is it okay? Otherwise,
Yes,
shall I continue now itself?
So in next class, sir.
Next class. Okay, good. Already 11:10, I think. So you have to again log in somewhere in some other class. So what I will do, I will stop my recording here. I will take your attendance now. Otherwise, shall I take in the afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please come, because let us see in the afternoon how many people will attend. Okay, I will take your attendance both the class now and the next class. Please go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah, thank you. Leave the
Thank you,
class.
sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.